Next, we will go to Dr. Golson. Please introduce items 6.3 and 6.4.
Item 6.3 and item 6.4 requires board approval of the naming of the new Adelphi Area Middle School to Adelphi Middle School, and item 6.4, the naming of the new Southern Area K-8 Academy to the Colin L. Powell K-8 Academy.
May I have a motion?
I move that we accept the recommendation from Dr. Golson to name the Adelphi Middle School, and the Southern Area K-8 Academy to Colin L. Powell K-8 Academy.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved in second to rename two schools, one Adelphi Area Middle School to Adelphi Middle School, and the Southern Area K-8 Academy to Colin L. Powell K-8 Academy. Is there any discussion? Vice Chair Williams.
I just wanted to say congratulations on another milestone in the alternative school construction funding project. I mean, it is just amazing to see just a few years ago when the idea started, then we broke ground, and now we're naming the schools. Next year, the schools will open. Again, Prince George's County is leading in many areas throughout the state and the nation, so congratulations, Dr. Golson.
Board Member LaSalle Frazier.
Just want to say I'm very excited about having the schools named. I would just consider, as we move forward with new buildings, we have so many Latino role models. We should honor some of them. Adelphi has a large population of Latinos, and I'm just wondering why we didn't consider a Latino name for that school.
Dr. Golson, there's a process that has to be followed, am I correct?
Yes, that is correct, and we outlined it in the board action summary. So a group of committee members were convened. They did a survey. They met 5 times. They also did a community survey. We provided the results of those survey results as well, and listed the top 3 names of the names that the community wanted. The first one was Adelphi Middle School, which is what we're presenting here with 313 votes. Adelphi Mill, which had 181 votes. And the third one was Sonia Santamayor for 106. There were recommendations in the future that we make sure that we, at least for the names of the people that we recommend, that we do put a history of that person with the explanation so that people know specifically who they are when they're voting.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. Board Member Boozer Strother.
Thank you so much, Chair Miller, and I would like to thank my colleague, Board Member Frazier, for raising this topic, especially about Adelphi Middle. One of the committee definitely had very robust conversations about recognizing Central and Latin American students' experience, history, culture, and frankly, some other names were brought forward of individuals of who may be renowned in education, such as a University of Maryland professor, and the community ultimately leaned towards keeping the name Adelphi Middle because this building sits on the grounds of Adelphi Elementary School. And so there is a rich history, deep history of the Adelphi community that continued to resonate in this process of the school families. And the school families were very clear about that. However, the process did open up a conversation that I had with Dr. Golson about that the issue of why our community may not be familiar with very significant leaders in the community, such as the renowned University of Maryland professor who's miles away. And so what can we do now to address that need that we discovered through this process. And Dr. Goldson and I have discussed that we will begin a process that addresses that need, and it may even include looking beyond naming of a building, but looking at naming of the library media center that has an annual lecture from a living legend who can come to the school, or naming of the auditorium or multipurpose room. So there's other pathways for Adelphi Middle to actually expand its recognition of important figures. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any further discussion? I'm calling for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Any abstentions? The motion carries unanimously to rename the Adelphi Area Middle School to Adelphi Middle School, and the Southern Area K-8 Academy to Colin Powell K-8 Academy. Board Member Mickens Murray, would you please introduce items 6.5 through 6.8?
Madam Chair, before I do that, I need to correct 2.12, which Ms. Berkeley attempted to get me to correct. I should have made a motion for 4 policies and made the motion for 2. So should I make another motion to include all 4? Okay, thank you. Colleagues, I make a motion that we send new draft policy 120, Maryland Public Information Act, new draft policy pregnant and parenting students, new draft policy student registered sex offender entry onto school property, and the revised draft policy of 0107 ethics regulation for public comment. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries.
Okay, colleagues, I thank you for that. And when staff puts something in big print for you, you should read it. I should have read it. I'm sorry. I apologize. Now, we're going to the consent, not a consent agenda, rescission. 6.5, 6.6, 6.7, 6.8. 6.5, rescission policy 5110, public school choice transfer option. 6.6, rescission policy 5119.5, adult education tuition waiver senior citizens. 6.7, rescission policy 5140, no child left behind. And 6.8, rescission policy 6157, study habits. And it's up for second reader. So I make a motion that we accept those policies 6.5 to 6.8 as second reader.
Okay. Is there a second? Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Abstentions? The motion carries to approve the rescission of items 6.5 through 6.8. Thank you. New business. Board Member Mickens Murray, please introduce item 7.1.
Thank you, colleagues. The revised draft policy 5143, I make a motion that we, to move that bullying, harassment, or intimidation for first reader.
May I have a second? It has been moved in second to accept for first reader bullying, harassment, or intimidation policy, draft policy 5143. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries to accept the revised draft policy 5143, bullying, harassment, or intimidation. Thank you. Non-consent, if there are any items, there were none pulled. Follow-up items. Colleagues, follow-up items from April 7th board work session are posted on board docs for your review. Item 10.0, motion to confirm actions taken in executive session. To receive a report from the CEO, to discuss approved personnel appointments, to receive a report from internal audit, to receive an update on labor negotiations, to discuss personnel matters, to receive legal advice regarding pending litigation, and to discuss disclosure statements. May I have a motion to confirm the actions taken in the April 28th executive session?
So moved.
It has been moved in second to confirm the actions taken in the executive session on April 28th. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Excuse me, Dr. Miller. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But if Alvaro can't second this because he can't confirm the actions
Oh,
for some
that's
of those
right.
he didn't vote on.
Thank you, Ms. Berkeley.
Yes, ma'am.
May I have a second? Second. It has been moved in second to confirm actions taken in the executive session. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries. The actions taken in the April 28th executive session are confirmed. Item 11.0, a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It has been moved in second to adjourn this meeting for the April 28th, 2022. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.